It's the Jim and Terry Show from the Hobbit Hole Studio in downtown. Bob Cajun, the oldest lock in the Trent Severn Waterway system. The Trent Severn Waterway being an historic waterway to transport troops. Troops, yes. The British in the pre-Confederation days deemed troop movement to be important. And we needed a waterway, a system of locks. Well, the British had a lot of experience building locks in the UK, so why not build them in Ontario? And why? Well, we needed an interior, less vulnerable, less exposed route for ships to pass safely from the Great Lakes and out to the St. Lawrence beyond the purview and regulation and possible attacks from the American Revolutionary Forces. Yeah, the British are coming. No, the Americans are coming. And looking back over 2024, which is one of the themes for this next few series of podcasts, one of the themes is Trump's election brought some chaos. And that chaos is, well, for this purpose of this podcast, in the form of wanting Canada to become the 51st state. Trudeau goes down to try to find out really what's Trump all about when he's talking about this stuff. And so he goes and has a meeting, and Trump says, yeah, wouldn't you rather have the title governor? Governor would be good. I'm not sure what Trump was thinking. I'm not sure that Trump thinks. But the fallout is pretty immediate. A lot of flag waving and maple syrup pouring, maybe a slice of Canadian bacon on the frying pan ensued. And Canadians of all sorts, well, of most sorts, and I'll circle back to that. Canadians of most sorts were waving their Canadian flags and saying, yeah, hell no, we won't go, kind of rhetoric, and it spun for a bit. What I was interested in is who did not get behind that rah-rah Canadian patriotism. And I'm thinking of those who might find an economic benefit for themselves, either in a position in the Trump 51st state government or in some form of an economic boom to their own particular province. And I'm thinking specifically of, well, Danielle Smith in Alberta and the party, Danielle Smith's Conservative Party there, because they seem to have the oil that Trump, drill baby drill Trump, wants to access through a pipeline that Biden put on hold. So that's back on the table, it seems, although Smith is not able to negotiate federal-level trade between sovereign nations. She can be part of a federal task force to investigate and open up dialogue and advocate for Alberta, but she has no treaty-making, trade partnership-making authority that has to be done with a federal team. The provinces do not have that right. So things are looking a little skeptical, a little volatile, a little me-first-ism. The me-first of people on the right. Yeah, you heard that from me again. Selfishness becomes us, not a Canadian way of looking at things. That's why we had organizations like Me Too We. Do you remember that? And the big kerfuffle, K-E-R-F-U-F-F-L-E, kerfuffle, the big to-do about a charity that people in the Liberal government seem to be involved with promoting, and yet no criminality was ever found when that was investigated, but the stink of it still goes. But who created the stink? Usually it's from the Conservatives, who make a lot of mountains out of some pretty small things while ignoring the huge, whatever it is that's in Pierre Poilievre's eye. Axe and tax. Well, it's easy to find a voice to mimic people, and that's, we got to take the high road, which is tell me why the policy, carbon tax policy. It's not a tax, by the way. It's an incentive to watch what you consume and to make better environmental choices. And from all the data that we've seen, 2024, although the carbon emissions was raised a few times, and it's still to be raised again, has had negligible, as in 0.01% impact on inflationary trends in Canada. In fact, comparing United States and Canada, U.S. has zero carbon emission caps or incentives to get off of gasoline. In fact, Trump, drill baby drill Trump, Don Trump, drill baby drill Trump, Donald, the Donald, has said that he wants to get more oil, and yet the U.S. is leading its own producing more oil domestically than it imports. So, oil security used to be a thing in the mid-'70s. That was why Jimmy Carter was one of the great forward-looking presidents. Looked down the road and said, we need to get off oil. Let's find alternatives. And his presidency marked the installation of the solar panels on the White House, which Reagan promptly took down on his first term. Carter served only one term as president, being defeated by Reagan, and Reagan promptly took down the solar panels back in the mid-'70s. Why? Because it was a bad look. How's that a bad look? That's energy self-sufficiency. Well, we know how China took over that whole solar panel industry and dominates the world market in terms of solar panels. So that little moment, that pivotal moment with Jimmy Carter and Ronald Reagan really exemplifies the looking back of MAGA. We want to make America great again. Yes, we do. Take us back to ripping down solar panels, windmills, and getting off green energy. Green energy's fake news. Get rid of it. Yeah, that didn't work out very well for the U.S. after Carter. So, yeah, looking back, what was Carter? In the mid-'70s? And what did he do? Most of us will remember Habitat for Humanity. So looking back over 2024, the loss of Jimmy Carter is not the loss of Habitat for Humanity. He put the humanity back in habitat. Habitat as in homes, as in affordable homes, as in homes that basically people with zero skills can, with the supervision of skilled tradespeople, construct and build and live in. And Habitat for Humanity was an attempt to make affordable housing accessible to more and more people. Even in Canada, Jimmy Carter's been here several times to promote Habitat for Humanity endeavors in Canada. Right through his post-presidential years, hammer, tool belt, hard hat, former President Jimmy Carter showed us what a real Christian, applying real beliefs about what is important in life, which is treating people with dignity and respect, with kindness and with patience and with understanding and helping. What a real president should be doing with his post-presidential life. Jimmy Carter and Rosalind Carter represented that. What you have in Trump is anything. It's the diametric polar opposite of what Jimmy Carter stood for and represented. Carter, whose loss this year, although he voted in the election and hoped to see the first female president of the United States in Kamala Harris, got a surprise instead. I'm not going to use gallows humor to reflect on the shock that may have put Jimmy Carter on the other side of existence, but it was a shock to see the results, because Trump stood for anything and everything that Jimmy Carter did not. The terrible, I'm going to say he went bankrupt 6 times, never paid his workers, seldom paid them. So people in their subcontracting endeavors on various Trump projects folded because they didn't have the money to float their corporations well. Trump said, we're not going to pay you what we said we would. We'll pay you something less, and take it or leave it. And they ended up getting less than half, and that's the way Trump called it. I'm a smart businessman. Yeah, you called shortchanging your subcontractors and letting them take the fall for you because you want money, you greedy SOB. SOB, short form, code for son of a sea dog. Yeah, so make America great, Trump 2.0. I don't know whoever voted for him. Really, do you have your heads hung in shame at this point, or are you still saying, oh, you just wait, just wait? Okay, well, I've got 4 years of Trump data to say I'm not going to wait for things to get worse. I can tell you in what ways it will get worse. All those who said, yeah, but Trump built the wall. No, he didn't build the wall. Please, any quick look at Wikipedia, and you can even ask Google, ask AI Google, how much of the wall did Trump build? And they will tell you about 83 miles worth of wall, new wall. Some was built to reinforce existing wall. 83 miles of new wall was built, and Mexico didn't pay for it. Top stories of 2024 might be the Make America Great Again fallacy, where Trump is all about border security, but he didn't build the wall, and Mexico didn't pay for it. Yeah, all kinds of stuff. But we do see the passing of President Jimmy Carter, and for that, we do bow our heads, because that person was an exemplar of all that is good and hopeful, the shiny beacon on a hill America that we all wanted, the nation that uses its policies to support people, to build the country up, to help those who are downtrodden, to reach out. Habitat for Humanity, Jimmy Carter. What is Trump doing? Oh, he's building towers. Where? Probably in the Gaza Strip. Yeah, look for that one in 2025. Just a prediction. Will it be true? Who knows? Will he pay the workers? Will the workers be from Israel or Gaza or Arabs or Egyptian? Who knows? Follow the news. 2024, a year looking back. Lots of things to be amazed at. Signing off for now. Bye-bye.